Hello everybody, this is a demonstration of my mobile application. This is the journal app, and I made mine using the AngularJS framework with the Ionic UI toolkit for mobile apps. So I'm going to enter in here, and you can see the first thing we see here is this user authentication module. And this comes from part of the app's backend using AWS Amplify. They have a module for user authentication, and they can keep track of users. I'm just going to log in using a user that I'm familiar with. Actually, that's not right. Here we go. And this is a test user, so don't mind the password. I'm just going to sign in here so we can see the main features of the app. All right, now that we are authenticated, we first enter this. This is basically the home page for the app, the Memories tab. And this shows each journal entry we've made over the course of time, really. It goes all the way back until a century ago. So feel free to create an entry all the way back then if you were alive, or if you weren't, just for fun. But you can see here that this account has made a bunch of entries. And as soon as you click one of these entries that you've made, it will show up with a card describing the date, title, and the content for the entry. And you can see all of those really cool. But if we go today, we don't have an entry for today. So why don't we create a new one? And this takes you over to the create page. You see at the top here, you can make a new journal entry. It also auto-populates the date. So if we were to pick a different date that we missed an entry, you can create a new entry and it will populate that date for us. So why don't we create an entry for the second? Just call it test entry as the title. Mood doesn't really show up anywhere. I think I want to use that for filtering entries later on, but we'll just give it some content. That's great, good enough. And we'll add that entry. And you can see while it's loading, we have this skeleton card here. I can pull to refresh to see that again. While it's retrieving the data from the server, it will have this animated skeleton text, that's what that's called. And when it finally loads it, we'll have the entry that we just created. And you can see it shows up as the gray little circle there, signified that there's an entry for that day. Now we can go over to the second tab here, our entries tab. And this is just a list of all of the journal entries that we have made throughout the year. And you can see here, we actually have made an entry all the way back in 1924. And as you can see here, we can click this chevron here, and that opens up this content part of the card. And so we can see what happened that day. And we can choose to either edit this entry or to delete this entry. And if I click delete here, it gives us a little warning, tells you it can't be undone. Let's see, what was the entry we just made? I think it was for the second. Why don't we just delete that one really quick to show you that it works. And again, you see the skeleton text for when stuff is loading. Gives a bit of an outline for what it's supposed to look like and keeps track of which content you have open, whichever card. And you can see that April 2nd, the entries are sorted by date by default. Hopefully I'll have some other features for sorting the entries that you want to see. But you can see April 2nd, we have just deleted that entry so it doesn't show up anymore. And this all leverages Google Firebase, their cloud database model Firestore. Unfortunately, I had some problems getting Amplify to work. Their JavaScript API for GraphQL and also REST, their packages just had some internal conflicts. So I was trying to get those to work for a long time, but ended up just switching to Firestore, and it's been great so far. So Next, we can come up here and, sorry, let me get this out of the way. There's a bit of a screen recorder tab for me, but we can click this side menu here, and we see some other options here. So we have our username, unique user, little avatar for us to show that this is a user. Can't change the profile picture as of yet, but that's hopefully coming soon. You can see we have up in this top left corner here this theme switcher button. What's really cool is the theme will, on the first time you open the app, download it from the Play Store or wherever, and you open it up, it will use the system theme. So whatever your phone's system settings are set to, it'll open in that. But you can change that whenever you like. And this menu is available from any of the tabs, by the way. So you can switch that. You have the sign out button. This will take you back to the login module. But you can also see down here we have some links to the app's official website. So as I was preparing for this video, the end of the semester, I wanted to see how far I could take this app and try to publish it officially somewhere. So I started with Android, trying to publish it on the Google Play Store. And turns out you have to jump through a lot of hoops. They are very concerned with their users and the quality of the apps that they come into contact with, which is very respectable. But that means I had to create some pages to host a privacy policy. Let's click on that. We can see our privacy policy here, information we collect, and all of that stuff. Let's go back here. You also need a web page for users to request to delete their account. Currently, there's no automatic way, so what they do now is they just submit their username, and I go into the Amplify console and delete it myself. In the future, that'll be done automatically, of course, but have a page for that. You also have a page to submit some feedback in case anyone has any opinions about how the app looks or any features they want to see. They can send me some feedback here. And basically this just uses an API to send me an email, and I can respond to that. But yeah, that is all of the features. Just want to show you signing out and creating an account so that we can see it's different per account. So I'll just create a new test account here. Oh, and you can see here we actually have some password verification. So why don't I just add that here? It's a bit small. I might change that in the future. Whoops. And something cool with this Amplify authentication module is it will force users to, I shouldn't say force, but it will require users to authenticate their emails. So you can't just create accounts willy-nilly with emails that you don't have. I have my email open up on my computer here, and I will just copy this verification code. Confirm that. And you can see we have a fresh account. This is the test user account, and it has no entries to his name, completely empty, but we can create a new one. And those are all of the features of my app so far. So tell me what you think in the comments. If you want to submit some feedback, let me know. And I'll have a link to the webpage for the app in the description. So check it out. You can see I just have this manual feed that I've been populating with some testing updates in order to publish it. So check it out and tell me what you think. And I'll see you later.